Hey there, everybody. This is Dr. T again with Life Coach in the Box, coming to you with another master class. I have with me my sister, Jeniece Page. She is a certified nutritionist. Listen, she is getting her PhD in holistic nutrition and sports nutrition, which means she's a bad man. I said it, deal with it. I said it, deal with it. That means she is doing some incredible stuff. I am so glad that she is with us today. And Jeniece, thanks for being here with us, sis.
Thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to this. Thank you.
Absolutely. Now, you guys, we were talking off script about this, but y'all got two sisters with some power haircuts, so y'all might not be ready for what we're selling today. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started. Now, tell me, let's start with this PhD with holistic nutrition and sports nutrition. Tell me how you came about making the decision to do both of those.
Well, actually, the program offered both. So me, I'm greedy when it comes to education. I'm greedy. I'm like, why not do both?
That's good.
It's there. Why not? Is why not? I can. I'm capable. I'm able, and I signed up for both, and it's been amazing. I'm learning a lot. I know a lot, but I'm learning a lot. So I'm
That's
like,
good.
okay. Mhm.
That's good. Now, tell me how you got involved with being with nutrition and becoming a certified nutritionist.
Well, my journey started years ago. It started with me. I
Mm-hmm.
need to change my lifestyle because my family has the history, like most of us, diabetes, high blood pressure, and I was overweight. And what I needed to do is lose some weight. I was in my 20s. And when you're in your 20s, you don't think you're overweight. You just think you're cute, right? And that's where I was at. That's where I was at.
Absolutely.
But my family started changing. My grandmother started getting sick. My mom started getting diagnosed with high blood pressure and stuff like that. And I said, no, leave me the 18 acres. Leave me any money you may have, but this illness I would not receive. And I changed my life, and I changed my life, and people started seeing my transformation, start asking me to help them. And I was doing that and still working as a corporate manager.
Mm-hmm.
And God put it in my spirit to do it. And I said, Lord, I was attached to the paycheck, girl. I was like, you gonna have to send me a whole bunch of people to do this because you gotta replace this income. I'm gonna have to have a whole lot of people to replace this six-figure income. And he just kept, how he don't let you go. He hold on to you. He just kept at it. And I just kept educating myself. I kept reading. I kept educating myself. And then it just happened. It just happened. The certification just fell in my lap and everything just started falling into place.
I love doing interviews in the sense that we can give a snapshot of a whole bunch of years and pain and crying and praying and all that and giving up into a sound bite, right? And
Yeah.
so my job is to help to slow it down a little bit, because I think one of the things that happens is that people don't see the beginning. They
Mhm.
don't see. I have asked every single person the beginning, because many people that are going to be listening to this masterclass and hearing your story, they see where you are, but I want to talk to them about where you've been. And so there's a particular question I have, and that's the pivotal moment. Do you
Mhm.
remember the pivotal moment, exactly what happened that made you say enough was enough?
Absolutely. I was like I said, in my 20s, thinking I was cute, but I was in pain. I was in pain. I had a lot of female problems, fibroids. I would wake up um, hurting to walk.
Mm,
I had to look like I was pregnant stomach, but it was because I
mm.
had fibroids. And I said, what can I do to help myself and not trust and not these doctors helping me? Now, the doctors were great, but they kept me on medication. And I just started that way. That's what it was. I was tired of being in pain. I was tired of feeling like my insides was going to fall out when I walked.
I oftentimes, as women, as men too, but as women, we go through these things where we want to make this change and we go to the doctor because that's where we should go. And we get what I call, and it's not my phrase, is westernized way of doing things, which is about medication, which
Mhm.
is, hiding many of the symptoms. And then it takes a decision to say, I may want a more holistic approach, or I don't want to be on this medicine. Now, for the people that are watching, I am in no way against doctors prescribing medicine, and there's some medicines that will save our lives. But there are some things that we can do ourselves that can stop the medicines, many of the side effects to the medicines, all that type of stuff from happening. And so is that kind of what happened to you when you were hearing your doctor say medicine, medicine, medicine?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because the medicine was it helped, but then I would still be on the medicine. It helped. So I started educating myself with the herbs. I started with a herb book. I'm like, okay, I know there's some type of herb out there that I can take that can slow these fibroids down, that can stop the hot flashes, that can actually give me some kind of relief. I need a release, from this 50-year-old symptoms I was having at 20. And
Right.
and then too, I was having digestive problem because I couldn't digest meat, like red meat and pork. And I didn't understand it because I wasn't educated enough to know, but I knew what my body was telling me. So I was like, okay, I need to stop that. So I was just diving and listening to what was going on with me and figuring out how can I save me? How can I help me? Yes, the doctors are telling me this, they prescribing me this, they're giving this prescription, but I don't want that. There's more to it. There's more to it than that. And that's how I started studying herbs. Then gave up the meat. I became a vegan. I became a vegetarian first. And then that's my journey. That's exactly how my journey started.
And as another fellow Black vegan, I understand that, right? You have said a bunch of things that I really want to hit on is that many of the people in the masterclass that I've asked this question to, it seems like we all came to this point of education and research and reading and learning. What I find, there's a commercial on TV, on national television right now where, and I think I actually heard on the radio where it's talking about losing weight, and you can hear these people talking, saying, I didn't have to work out, change my diet, or do nothing. And I'm just like, I just been able to, and I'm like, so what's the point, right? Because we're a microwave generation,
Yeah.
and we want things fast without having to do. And they are not talking about research. They're talking about, tell me some easy that I can do. And so I find that the real changes comes through the desire to know through the research. Is that what you found?
Exactly. Because what works for me may not work for you. And the thing is, we need to get to the root cause. What is the root
That's
cause?
good.
I needed to get to the root cause. What was going on inside my body to cause this? And mentally too, because it's all minds, it works together.
Talk about it. Talk
It
about it.
works together. I tell people all the time, that song we used to sing when we was growing up, the hip bone is connected to the, it's
Yeah.
all connected, right? It's
Yes.
all
Yes.
connected. So I had to figure out the root cause.
You done said something about mindset that we're gonna touch in a moment, because I'm the mindset doctor. So we gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. Another thing that I think happens with happens with women, maybe mothers, maybe Black women, all women, doesn't matter, is we don't listen to our bodies. But then let me say what we do on top of that. We hear our bodies and decide to ignore it because we are too busy. We are too busy, or we don't want to know the answer. Why? My question is a loaded question of why? Is this what you find? What's the problem? Because I'm guilty. My body kept telling me to rest. And you know what I was doing? Going harder. I was going harder. I don't have time to rest, right?
Yeah.
Which is in itself crazy, because rest is what I needed to replenish the mindset to make it sharp. Why do we find ourselves in this place where either don't listen to our bodies, or we hear our bodies and we choose to ignore it?
Some people are just not in tune. They're not in tune with what's going on with them. Or they, like you said, time. We have that time nerd. I don't have time for this. Or, I have a whole family to take care of. And, I can't, I don't need to make time for myself. It's a whole, it's a whole bunch of stuff you can look at. But what I tell my clients is, um, you need to listen to your body. You're no good to yourself or no one else if you are not healthy. You can't take your child to school if you're not healthy, if you can't get out the bed. mentally, our body, mentally, we need to get here. And that's the first place I educate my clients when they come to here. Where your mind at? Where your mind at? Are you prepared for this journey? Because if you're not, then we need to stay there a little longer.
That's okay. So, and I'm going to pick at you right there. I believe you, but I got to pick at you.
Yeah.
It's easier said than done, right? Because if I'm a woman, a high profile job, and I'm saying high profile, I just say six figures is high profile,
Yeah.
whatever. Or whatever it is that you're doing, that it doesn't mean anything, but I'm in a job that's demanding. I have a family that's demanding. I have everybody got to go to practice somewhere. I got to, and I got to cook and clean. I got to do all this stuff. I feel like it might be either scary or there's something within us that simply doesn't want to slow down, which is why I think, as a side note, COVID was so challenging for people because they were alone with their own thinking. They were alone with their own thinking, and they were forced to slow down. Maybe COVID happened because of us. Maybe it's our fault, right? Right? Because God was telling us something, y'all need to slow down. You're doing too much, right? So I think, do you agree or disagree with that notion that it's easier said than done? And how do we really get people to believe that it's okay to slow down?
And I agree with you. And that's what I agree with you wholeheartedly. It's easy said than done. But some people don't want to sit with their own thoughts. Some people don't want to slow down. They don't want to. They think life it should be fast. Or they don't want to sit and see they don't want to face themselves. They don't want to get naked with themselves.
You're preaching right there. That's
so,
good.
Yeah. So then that's why it's hard for them. And you're, and I tell them all the time, you cannot keep going on like this. You're running on fumes. You cannot. You have to face yourself. If you want change, you want to see results, you got to face yourself. You got to be real with yourself. You got to get raw with yourself. And you
done said the truth. Let's talk about the actual truth is that we don't want to get naked with ourselves. Boy, that just spoke to my whole spirit, because that is where the truth lies about what's really going on in that deep rooted place, those secret places that may have happened in childhood that I really don't want to talk about because I done had this face on for so long. It's my new baseline. It's the lie everybody believes. You done got me turned up over this, right? Yeah. And now I'm tired and my body is saying, you can keep going, but I'm finna quit. That might bless somebody. You can keep going, but I'm about to quit. And then we find cancers humming and different types of major illnesses because we have treated our temples so poorly. Is that what you're finding, especially in the things that you're studying?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm finding. And one of the things I tell my clients all the time, they hear it weekly. You are in a loner. So you came and see what you're asking God to bless you with 10 pounds less, but you're not taking care of the 10 pounds you got because you just mistreating this loner. It's like getting a rental car and then you wreck the wall. You run into a wall.
You're speaking, you're talking right there.
So that's why I tell my clients, I say, you got to appreciate where you at to get where you want to go. And if he see that you're taking care of what he loaned you, he's going to bless you with more.
Yeah. To whom much is given, much is required, right? Exactly. And I've often talked about, we want to move forward, but we have a hard time of letting go that in the back. And we can't keep dragging that weight with us. And that's really what you're saying, even if it's in our body, is if you really want to be able to go forward at really the pace, you got to lose some weight. You got to get your mind healthy. You got to rest. It's almost like, this is really, correct me if I'm wrong, sis. It felt like I learned that in order to go at the speed that I really wanted to go, I actually had to slow down. That's exactly. It seems like a dichotomy of sorts, where it seems like it doesn't really, it messes up your whole thinking, but it, like, in order for me to be as powerful and as impactful as I wanted to be, I actually had to learn to slow down. And then when I slowed down, I began to be smarter about what it was that I was doing that helped me make more impact. Was I wrong in thinking that?
Exactly. And that, being smarter and intuitive, learning, being in tune with the decisions and the way you feel, one of the things I tell my clients, why are you going through this journey, is when you wake up in the morning, see where your mind at, how you feel. Is it, what your energy level is? Start writing that down, because you're telling your story. It's your
Oh, that's
story,
good.
so write it down step by step, because yeah, and then don't look for the 10 pounds. Don't get on the scale. Don't look for the 10 pounds. Don't look for it. Just look for the results come in different forms. Your energy may be low when you started this, but you may have high energy. That's a result. That's something that you get to be proud about. You may used to didn't get any sleep, but you're sleeping 6 hours straight. That's results. That's better than a pound you lost, because you're getting energy, you're getting good sleep. So now you can get out there and do some movement.
Woo, you done connected it all together. I saw how you connected together. And what I wrote that you said was as a daily practice, don't look at the negative first. Dismiss that from your existence. Find everything that happened positively for you, because positivity begets positivity. And the more you see with that, the more it's like that snowball, right? That snowflake that turned into the snowball. The more energy, because if I get cute, I'm gonna want to get cuter, right?
Sure. Yes.
Right. So
Yes.
that's what you're saying, is begin by those small victories,
Yes.
and keep telling yourself those small victories, and let them kind of mount up, because like you said, a pound, we're so inundated on this scale. Because I'm gonna talk to you about your program, Get Ready for the Dress, for your 12-week program. But we are so inundated with this weight thing that we miss all the other good stuff. Like, oh, I got a good night's sleep last night. I haven't had a headache in a whole 2-3 months. I feel better. My sinuses, like, we forget my skin is clear. We forget all of that because the scale didn't change.
Yes, exactly. And that's why I tell my clients, I said, but are you in a size smaller? Yeah, I don't understand that. I'm like, yeah, I would lose inches before I lose weight. I'd rather have inches lost before weight, because that means I can wear 2 sizes smaller. And so then I had to, educate them now. I'm like, and plus, look, you know how to read a label. You know how to read a food label now. When you came to me, you can read a food label. When you came to me, you can do a jumping jack. Now you're doing jumping jacks. You're jogging.
I found that I just love what you're saying. I wasn't a label reader till I decided on the vegan journey. I wasn't, because I ate what my mom and them ate, right? I ate what my family ate. If they ate this, I ate that. We just ate it, and it was always good. But I didn't become a label reader until, this journey. And one of the things that I pay a lot of attention to is sodium. You know what I mean? Because you'd be like, I'm heavier. Well, it had 2,000 milligrams of sodium. But so it's really, I said that to bring up how these small things of just starting, if you're going to change, you got to change. And you're saying even changing to looking at labels and becoming aware of what you're putting in your body is a great place to start. Is that what I heard you say?
Yes, it is. It's the best place to start. Yes, it is. And knowing what type of protein, what is protein. Peanuts are protein, but they're not a complete protein. A complete protein has essentials and minerals in it, and amino acids. That's what makes it. But you can add peanuts to something to make it complete. Just educating people like that. Knowing what to put on your plate.
I blame my mom and them. I blame them for where we at and what education we didn't get, because we didn't know. But I tell you what, I am so glad to have been to be coming across this generation, because they say the 50s are the new 40s. Our generation started that, right? That you don't have to just get old, you can become healthier to help you live longer and look good as you age. And not look like I met a guy, I was talking to a guy a couple of weeks ago. And I said to him, oh, we could be the same age. I had on a hat. He said, I think you might have me wrong. And he asked me when I was born. He said, I could be your daddy, because my son was standing with me. 75. I told my son, he said, he's a lie. He is a bald-faced liar. My son and I talked about it. 75, and he didn't look a day past 40. Not a day, not a single solitary day. My son said, we see him again, we got to get his driver's license, because there's no way we believed him. No way whatsoever. And but that's about changing a mindset. Tell me about this mindset shift that you have to educate your people on. What are some of the biggest hurdles with this mindset shift that you find?
So from my clients, a lot of it is, I'll never lose weight, so I have to remove the limited belief, or this is in my family, so I'm just this. No, you don't have to have your family history. You can have your own history. Um, those things. Not only that, getting them their mind prepared for the journey, because it's just like our haircut. In that in between state, we don't like it. We can't get, we can't get it. I'm gonna cut it off. I'm gonna cut it off. They're gonna get to that in between state, and I prepare them for that in between state. Okay, they have to do a lot of self talk. I teach them how to do self talk to themselves in a positive way. It's called baby talk. You know how we talk to babies? Oh, baby,
Oh,
you
that's
can
good.
do that. Oh, so you do the same thing for you. I can do this. I can do hard things. I can do this. I love myself. So we do mirror talk. Mirror talk, you get in the mirror, you talk to yourself every morning. You giving yourself a pep talk that today is going to be, I'm going to be 1% better today. Today, I am going to do the very best I can, with on my journey. And whatever it is, everyone is different, because everyone brings something different. Their story is different. And then they get to write that down. So when they're having that day, when they're in between that, that bad hair day, or that growth, they're in between that, they get to go read to get them to push them through. They get to go read. So there's a whole method. I have them to futurize their future. So
Love it.
what they look like, they get to draw what they look like. When I was on my journey in 20, I told myself, when I'm at 50, I don't want to look like I'm 50. I don't want to feel like I'm 50. I want to be able to still do what I was able to do at 30, because at 20 I was struggling. But
Right. Oh, that's good.
At 30. So when I hit 50, girl, I couldn't believe I was 50. People they were like, you 50? I'm like, I know, I don't believe it either. I
Right.
couldn't believe it. And even hitting 55 this year, I'm still, girl, I'm telling you, I'm flipping. I'm turning
That
flips.
right. Absolutely. I love it. I wrote down several things. I love the futurize. I am obsessed with the baby talk. I'm obsessed with that. The concept of that was really clear of, hey, we started little. We're gonna change this thing. We're gonna start with that. And I wrote down the ugly stage, because that's
Yeah.
the thing that we don't help people through enough. Is
Yeah.
the ugly stage is coming, the hard
Mhm.
stage is coming, the I want to quit stage is coming, what have I gotten myself into? All of that is coming, and we want to be mentally prepared for that. And I'm obsessed with you saying that. Have you found that a lot of women don't like to even look at themselves in the mirror?
Yes. Yes, I do. And I tell them, look at yourself, because back to what I said, if you can't appreciate where you at, you're not going to appreciate where you're going. So you
Yeah,
get to tell yourself, and one of the mirror talks is, you find a body part that you don't like, and you thank that body part.
that's
If it's
good.
your legs, you thank your legs for getting you around every day. If it's your stomach, you thank your stomach for having your digestive system for being working functional. You get to talk life into your organs, because they're living organs.
What I love about what you're saying is you're really helping them change the game. I mean, just simply change the game, change the perspective, change the
Mhm.
limiting beliefs, change the thinking, because really that is the transformation. The body looking good is a byproduct of changing the mindset. Is
Yes.
that what it is?
Yep, it is. So we're changing, we're loving the internal so it can come out external.
That's good. That's good.
Mhm.
That's really what it's about. And Why I think everybody needs a life coach. I think everybody needs a life coach. All life coaches need life coach. We all need someone to, and most of us, if not all of us, need a therapist. I'm going to say that too, is because it helps us to learn about these things that, and shorten up the time that it will take, going through a journey with someone that has been there. That's really what I love about what we're trying to do. We have been there. We've had the pivotal moment to say, this is why I decided to go into what I was doing, because I was you. I am you. I was this person. I was the one that made bad choices. I was the one. And I have found, sis, that if we get this type of thinking right, it manifests itself in all kinds of areas of our lives.
Yes.
Our spiritual, physical, mental, emotional, our job, our family. Is that what you found? And how, and what you're really, most importantly, what your clients have found?
Exactly. They get to, because they'll find out, okay, I'm carrying this over into my relationship. This behavior is impacting my job. Because when you're not feeling right, everybody feel it.
Yeah, that's
Everyone
good.
feel it. If you're not feeling good, you got an attitude, you're gonna take that attitude to work, you're gonna bring it home, hubby or whoever, they're gonna feel it. So yeah, but if you're feeling good and you're feeling amazing, you're gonna share it. You're gonna share it and shout it to the world.
You know what? You're absolutely right that it's hard to, if I'm physically in pain, it's hard to appear that I am loving and happy and joyful if I'm physically in pain at some point, because my face is going to show it, the way I'm moving is going to show it. Even if I'm talking in a loving manner, it's still coming out because I'm physically in pain. And so you're saying that if I deal with those types of things, and that I'm not in that physical pain, it will impact those that I'm around and those that I'm doing things with in a much more positive way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have a client, and she would be okay with me telling this. She came to me. She was in pain. She was suffering from just not feeling good. She looked amazing, but she just didn't feel healthy. And we just started. One of the things I did with her is start reading with her. I started reading a book with her. And I mean, I'm her personal trainer and her nutritionist. So I'm like, girl, we're gonna read this book together. Now she's hosting a group. She's doing a group with young ladies. And I send her messages, and I'm still training with her. And the thing is, just going from that stage, she wake up, she's like, Coach Jay, because they call me Coach Jay. I feel amazing. I feel amazing. I just feel good. And then she'll text me sometimes and say, hey, I messed up. I said, but on who terms? Who said you messed
that's
up?
good. That's
who
good.
Said that? And she's like, well, I said that. I said, but give yourself some grace. We allow grace. God give us grace every day, new mercies every day. Why you can't give yourself grace? So I mean,
what I love about that is what I learned is that we have to get faster at forgiving ourselves. That's where it comes down to is I made the mistake. Mistake is there. I give myself a little bit of time to be mad about it. Okay. But then I gotta forgive myself. And we seem to hold it. I call it replaying your hurt tapes, right? We'll put that tape in, old school, put that cassette back in, rewind it and play it again. And remember all the pains all the mistakes we made. And then we'll add to it, tape it and add to it. That's what we do because we don't give ourselves the grace and mercy every day. Is that what you find with a lot of people?
That's what I find with a lot of people. And if they have kids, that I find with them. And the thing is, if they don't know, I have to also teach them how to sit in the moment. Because, sometimes you say, I had pancakes with my kids today, and I know pancakes isn't on my diet or meal plan, I should say. And I'll tell them, but what was the relationship you built with your child?
Talk about it.
That's a bonding moment. God wanted you to do that. So grace, you gave yourself grace over the pancake, but look what you created.
Right.
So all of that, because they're so focused on, but my meal plan, my diet. And I'm like, okay, it's beyond that.
It's bigger than that.
Built. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love it.
And God's gonna give you grace on that. So that's not gonna even add to your pound,
Right, right.
because you
I,
doing what is needed.
I love what I'm hearing you say, and I love the work that you're doing, and I love the holistic approach and the whole, because it's more than just what that scale says, eating the right stuff or eating this stuff or taking these pills or doing it. It is way bigger than that. And it's an everyday thing. And I just love the approach that you've taken with people, and the things that you're talking about. Let's round this out by talking about your signature program, Get Ready for the Dress. It's a 12-week program. Tell me about that.
So Get Ready for the Dress is named after my podcast. It's my signature program. And the dress may be pounds. It could be getting ready for a divorce. It could be getting ready for a marriage. It could be getting ready for anything that you're facing in life.
I
That's what
love
we're
that.
getting ready for. So if it's a wedding, let's get ready for it. Whatever it is you're facing in life. But yes, we're going to talk about nutrition. We're going to talk about physical fitness, and we're going to talk about your wellness, your life. Your wellness is your work, your life, and your spiritual.
So the dress is just the metaphor of whatever it is. Like you said, I could be getting ready for a new job. I could be ready to move out of the state. I could be ready for traveling. I could get ready for anything. And this is just really a metamorphosis of myself, of
Yes.
what it is that I'm doing. Is that what that is? That I love
Yes,
that.
that's exactly what it is.
Girl, you bad, you bad, you bad, you bad. Tell the people, I am going to have you on again, but tell the people how they can get in contact with you.
Okay, you can find me on YouTube, Jeniece Page, the nutrition coach.
Okay.
I'm on Facebook, Jeniece Page, and Black Vegan Health and Wellness Life Coach is my business page on Facebook, and also my website. My website.
And give me the website again.
The website is www.b as in boy, V as in Victor, fitness.net.
Okay,
And
BV, Black Vegan Fitness, or bvfitness.net.
yes,
Got it.
you can find my podcast is on Spotify, and it's Get Ready for the Dress. That's the name of my podcast. It's G, the number 4, and TD. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Actually, say that last one again, because I think I cut you out. So say that last one again.
The podcast is G dot R dot the number 4 dot T dot D.
Oh, GR4TD. Get Ready for the Dress. That's your podcast on Spotify. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Well, you know what, sis? It has been a pleasure to have you on this masterclass. Such a lot of good information. I mean, I think that I'm being blessed more than anybody, because I get to do all the interviews, and I am just learning so much about some of the things that even I can do for myself. But most importantly, we are sharing information with people to be able to have an impactful life, a more healthy life, a more sustained life. You have the last word. What would you like to say to the people?
I would like to say to the people, just take care of you, make yourself a priority, put you on your to-do list. You should be the first person on your to-do list, and live life. Enjoy it.
I'm going to follow up what she said by saying, put you on your to-do list. Y'all, she wasn't playing today. I tried to warn the people what we were bringing today. I appreciate you guys. Again, I am Dr. T, the mindset doctor with Life Coach in a Box. Thanking Ms. Jeniece Page for joining us here again on this masterclass, and we will chat soon. Take care, you guys.